Welcome back, guys. In the last video we learned about shape keys. In this video we're going to create the wings and attach them to our character's rig. So let's go back to object mode, and I want to press Alt H to unhide the glasses. We can get rid of this high poly character. We don't really need this anymore, so just delete that. Now first thing I'm going to do is let's hide our rig. So let's go to the overlays, let's toggle off the bones, press 1 to go to the front view, and the easiest way to create wings in my opinion is to use a plane. So let's shift A, go to mesh and grab a plane. We'll just drag this over to the right, and let's press R, the hotkey for rotate, press 90. We can press X to rotate this 90 degrees in the X axis. Now what we can do is add some subdivisions to it, because if we hit tab, there's no subdivisions, this is just one face. So what we want to do is just right click on it, go to subdivide, and we can just tone this up to somewhere around here. Around 3 should be fine. We'll go to vertex mode, and we'll just move these around. So we'll press G, and we just want to shape this to mimic a wing. To round this off a little bit. Just moving out some of these vertices to make it make a little bit more sense. So we just kind of want somewhere around this for a shape. You hit tab to go back into object mode. Let's add a subdivision surface modifier. And we're going to get a shape similar to this. And we could even add another subdivision to it, just to smooth it out even more. And while we have this, before we apply it, let's go back into edit mode, and let's see if we can shape this to something a little bit better. We still manipulate this, and we can turn on proportional editing as well. And this actually looks pretty good. So once we're done, we hit tab to go back to object mode, and we can apply this subdivision. Now what we can do is add another modifier to this. We can add a mirror modifier, so we don't have to do the work twice. And we want to mirror this with a character. Now we can start to pose this how we would like it. We could also hit S to downscale as well. So let's just rotate this, not this way. We can even rotate this a little bit up and down so it looks a little better. Position this, and this looks okay for now. So now let's add a little thickness to it. We can go to add a solidify, and hold down shift and drag so you can get incremental movements. One somewhere around here looks good. Hit apply. Drag this to be a little closer. Angle this a bit more. Now we just need to add a material to it. So So after clicking material properties, we can hit this new button, and I want my material to be a little transparent and yellowish for the wings, so I'm going to choose a yellow color, and let's go down to where it says alpha. Here we can control the transparency. So if I just make it around 0.2 and rotate around, you can see that nothing has taken effect yet because we have to enable the transparency. So let's go down to our settings, and where it says blend mode, change it from opaque to alpha blend, and now you can now see through your model. This is exactly what we want. There's a few more parameters we can play with as well as alpha. You can make this more or less transparent to your liking, and once you're satisfied, you could also add an emission to it. Emission just gives it a light. So if you want it to glow or anything like that, this is where you would do that at. You can change the strength to make it glow, so you can turn this fly into some sort of lightning bug as you wish. But I'm gonna tone mine back down. I just want to show you guys for an example. So I'll let it go around 0.6, something slight, not too much. And you can also play with the transmission and the transmission roughness as well. But this is more apparent when you switch to the actual render instead of the preview render. And once we're satisfied with the character's material for the wings, what we can do is go back to the modifiers tab, and we can apply this mirror modifier. And once we have this done, we can press Control A, and let's just apply the scale, just to ensure we don't get any artifacts later. And now we need to attach this to the rig. So what we can do is go back to the top right section, go to the overlays, and let's toggle back on our bones, select the rig, and let's go from object mode to pose mode. Press A to select all, hit H to hide. We can go to the object data properties, hold down shift while selecting layer 28 to expose the weighted bones. And now we can go back to object mode, select our wings, and shift select our rig, go from object mode to pose mode, select the bone that we want to attach this to, and I want to choose this spine here. Once I have it selected, I'm going to hit Control P, and I want to parent this to the bone. Now I can press A to select all the weighted bones, hold down shift while selecting layer 28 to hide them. Now we can Alt H to unhide the rig. So now if we move around the rig, we should be able to see our wings attached to our character and moving properly. And everything works fine as intended. So let's go from pose mode back to object mode. And I think this pretty much wraps up this video. In the next video, we'll go to posing this and doing some rendering.